I've always played drums and stuff like as like a kid, like growing up. So I always was like around music. Like my dad and my uncles all like played music, so like I was always like in a musical household. My dad played in the cover band. I'd go to all his shows, so like it was like always around music. But like making beats probably started when I was like 14 or 15. I just pirated a copy of FL Studio and. But like more instrumental breaks, like I like it if something's busy, if I can make it work, that's cool, but it's usually easier to make something with like, you know, if it's more stripped down, if there's like a piano break or like just like a drum break in it. I got this record, Stanley Turrentine, Tender Togetherness. I don't know Stanley, but I like saw this album cover and I was like, yeah, it's definitely gonna have something good on it. Yeah, I don't know, Larry Dunn. Produced by Larry Dunn for Larry Dunn Productions, but I saw this, like just like was that like a soprano sax over a river? Nothing like that. They're trying to sample Pure Love, the interlude, because I feel like it's probably going to be like more stripped down as an interlude. Delete some old samples because it's 2 megabytes. Like the card is weird too, and like I looked at like, you know, I was like maybe I'll get another one that's like bigger, and I'm like, oh, it's like $150 for a 4 megabyte one. I'm like, I guess I'll just stay with the 2 megabytes that I have. Like I said, I was just using Ableton for like a long time. Like not just like I would run it through the 404 and back and stuff, but like since I started using the 202, like trying to actually just make stuff on it, the 202 has really been like my favorite piece of gear recently. I mean, there's just something like, because of how like small like the memory is in it, like that you have to compress it a lot. Like there's four qualities of recording, and it's basically just like it compresses it more and more. Like hi-fi, it sounds, even hi-fi isn't like, it's not really going to be high fidelity. It's still a little bit squashed, but I don't know. It just anything that it touches, it like I feel like I can hear the Doctor sample like on it. Like I can feel the sound of the sampler in it. So usually, so I can have more than like 5 samples at a time, I'll usually record in the standard mode, which I'll show you in a sec. I'm not gonna write raps. I was like, but I want to make like something in that, and like the drums that I would play were like, I was like jazz, and I liked the like sampling jazz drums and like making that into hip hop. So it was like, I guess I'm trying to think. When I started making beats, it was probably, I think I had, I'm trying to think who or what would have been the inspiration. I mean, my best friend was a drummer who like I was taking lessons from and like always competing with, you know what I mean? Like you have like your best friend where it's like you go like, he does something, then you do something, then you like, so we would always go back and forth with shit like that. And then he started making beats, so I pretty much just copied him, honestly. And like started making beats because of him. So yeah, my best friend Montez is probably the reason why I started making beats. And then we would always like just go on SoundCloud and find like random, like, you know, like that during that time it was like crazy, like what was it, Selection Radio and like those kind of beat makers. So it was like not just like hip hop beats, but like hip hop and then like electronic like fusions. Like Sango was a big producer that I was really into at the time when I started making beats. Obviously like Doom, like MF Doom is like one of my favorite rappers and beat makers, so he was definitely an inspiration. Yeah, I guess those would be the like Selection Radio and like random SoundCloud shit, Doom, and then Montez would be my biggest. Like just try to like compete with them. Thing. Another record that will have some drums on it. Whale City. I don't know Dry Jack or Whale City, but those guys. That guy, I like that guy's got a funny smile. I'm looking for drums right now. I need to stay focused. Oh God. They had to have the whale noises on it, right? You gotta throw some whale on Whale City. There's no way they don't give the drummer like one break. You know what I mean? Like he's ripping. They gotta give him like one, like fill. Last Saturday I went to Crate Diggers and then went up to Brooklyn because my friend was getting a tattoo. And I got like a bunch of records that day. Okay, yeah, no, that was from Crate Diggers. Yeah, the ones that were $5. Yeah, don't sleep. Go to Crate Diggers and buy records. Sometimes, like if I'm sampling from a record, I'll put the record on first and then kind of let the sample there figure out what I'm gonna do. And then other times, like if I'm like, right now my MIDI keyboard's broken, so I would have like played synths or like a bass line or something on top of it, but my MIDI keyboard's busted, so it varies. It's whatever kind of like calls me at the moment. If I'm playing synths or like playing piano and then making something after it, I'll start with that. Or if but it's usually sample or melodic thing first, and then I add drums after. I think that's usually what I do. Not to overcomplicate it because I'll get like lost in like sound design and like a synth patch or something for too long, and like I lose the attention span pretty quick. Like when I was just making there, I was like started putting a drum, like a kick drum in. I was like, this doesn't work immediately. Like fuck it, just like scrap that. So I would say I like to keep things simple. But again, it depends on like the song that I'm making in the moment. I like to not just make hip hop, but I like to make electronic and like ambient, like drum and bass, jungle, stuff like that too. So it's those genres. I feel like you want, like if you're doing something like jungle, it's like you want it to be complicated. Like you want to spend a lot of time chopping up the drum and like making it like go crazy and shit. So maybe that I would spend more time on. But if I'm looping records, I think the best thing to do is just like find a good sample, chop it up, find a good drum break, chop that up, and then maybe layer some more drums on it. But the more you spend like trying to make it perfect or like add all these like perfect layers to it or like add too much, it gets like too busy and like it doesn't sound as good. I feel like less is more. But you know that's in some instances. Other times you can make a really great beat getting lost like for an hour on just the snare sound. I'm pretty bad at releasing music. I make a lot of it and it just sits on my computer, which I'm trying to get better at not doing that. It's been hard for me to put stuff out on like streaming services because it's just like lost so quick. I have one EP that is out on like everything. It's called Terrarium that you can get on like Apple Music or like Spotify. Don't get it on Spotify. It's on Spotify. BandCamp is where I put most of my stuff because it's like that's the best for the artist. It sucks though because not everyone, like I can't like tell my friends that aren't musicians to go on BandCamp and download it. You know what I mean? Like they will if I like really tell them to, but they're not gonna want to do that. So Spotify, I have Terrarium and then a couple like random singles and stuff. BandCamp I put like all my stuff on. SoundCloud I have some stuff, but SoundCloud's dead now. And then I guess I only really have like 2 full projects. I have Terrarium, like I said, and then last year I put out a mix of like a bunch of beats from my 404 that I couldn't find the project files anymore. That's called End of Summer Mix. That's only on BandCamp and SoundCloud. That's not on streaming. And then moving forward, I have a bunch of beats that I made this summer that I kind of want to do like maybe a volume 2 of the End of Summer mix because it's the end of summer again this year. And then I was also just talking to Ayashi about doing like a tape split of like more of the like IDM stuff, like doing like juke and jungle and stuff like that. We kind of want to do a split just because my friend said that he had a cassette duplicator and we want to use it. So yeah, so I think me and Ayashi are going to try and put out a split. And now that I said it on camera, we have to do it.
City where the wind is blowing, don't sleep on a friend of phone. Then run up in your crib like niggas, the bitch joke. Checking everything in this home, but you really don't know about the skate job. C-A-G-O, stay high till I do your way, nigga die.